Good morning, everyone. Good morning once more. Thank you very much for taking time out to join this webinar. So, team sell like crazy. So we have a series of webinars this year. So this is another edition of ManageEngine webinar for our partner for this year, 2021. So we actually teamed this webinar sell like crazy because we want our partner to sell like crazy. We want you to sell this solution to every organization that you actually currently engage in. So, so for this webinar, we actually have the plan to actually kill a single bird with. If you want to kill, use one stone to kill 5 birds. Or if you want to use one stone to actually kill. I don't know how to put that proverb again. But what our objective is that we want to focus on a solution and also get the add-on or this solution in the solution. So we have 5-in-1 solution, right? But it's a single solution, but has 5-in-1 solution. So that's our objective for this webinar. We are looking at a module solution in this webinar so that we'll be able to kill use one stone to kill one bird, 5 birds, or something of such. How they put it. So that's just what we're looking at. Our objective to ensure that we empower our partners, ensure that they have all this necessary skill that is required to sell ManageEngine solution, and also give all the necessary assistance that is needed. Okay, so let's just proceed so that we will not waste most of our time. So I want to let you know that you have the opportunity to send your Q&A while this session is on. Just send it through the Q&A session tab or through the chat, whatever thing that you want to send to us. We're actually going to attend to all the questions right in this webinar. And also, feel free that to reach out to us too if you have other query and other things that you need to discuss with us. So let's kick off. Okay, so I will start by just letting you know what TranTIT does and also ManageEngine. Who is ManageEngine? So, like you all know, TranTIT is the sole distributor of ManageEngine solution in Nigeria. So our focus as a company is on IT servicing, and is a fast-growing technological company which ranges from IT support and IT infrastructure and also management, IT infrastructure management and also IoT. So that implies that we have our support staff range over all over the country, and we actually are focused on the IT infrastructure management. Also, we have also a sister company in IoT, and we sell our IoT solutions and devices to meet our customers' requirements. So ManageEngine is the OEM, and they are the one that owns the ManageEngine solution that we are talking about. IT is the sole distributor of ManageEngine solution in Nigeria. So we've had this partnership for over 6 years, and for us to be able to reach out to the world, to reach out to the every nook and cranny of Nigeria. So that is why the reseller network was actually established. So we established the reseller network to spread this solution to other parts of the country through our reseller network. So at this point, we want to let you know that we have the objective of increasing our presence in all over the nation. So we also doing that already. And also we cannot do that alone. We need the assistance of our partners and the collaboration from our partners to be able to achieve this. So just a brief of what TranTIT as a company, what we do. We have a highly trained engineers all over the country, about 300 staff currently, over 300 staff currently, IT support staff that is spread all over the 36 states of the country currently. And also we have 99% SLA completion on outsourced IT support contract. Our clientele is over 24 blue chip companies. So I can, in the next slide, I'm going to show you those two companies that we've actually engaged in Toronto IT. So if you can see, these are the companies that we've been working with for over 15 years. And that does not mean that you as a partner cannot reach out to this company and sell ManageEngine solution. Some of these companies have bought one or two of ManageEngine solution. That does not mean that you cannot push other ManageEngine solution to this company. Okay, so in order not to waste time on this, I just want to give a brief of what we are looking up to achieve in 2021 on the reseller network. So our vision is to ensure that we generate a revenue of 1 billion naira in 2021. That's our vision, and that is actually on the pipeline. So we are working towards that vision there this year. And these are the strategies and those things that we've actually outlined for us to be able to meet this set target. So, and also we need the assistance of our partners to be able to meet this target. So we are doing our own part to ensure that this is projection is achieved. And also we want your collaboration with us to ensure that we don't just project a particular figure without meeting it. So we want to ensure that this is met. And also we actually looking forward to push this solution to white elephant organization. What I mean by white elephant organization that can put, that can actually invest minimum of 20 million to get this solution. These are the organizations we are actually targeting this year. And we've gotten so many, and we expected more before the end of this year. So we are looking forward to that also from our partners. Also, we have the projection to train our partners on our ManageEngine solution, which we are doing currently. We've done several webinars this year, and also we are hoping to do more. So we are projecting to train our partner on implementation. So immediately after this webinar, our next engagement with our partner will be on implementation. So we want to train you on how to implement and configure ManageEngine solution. And also you can, I swear, demo this solution to your client without any assistance from the distributor or the OEM. So at this point, we know that we are actually empowered our partner to sell. So this is one of those next line of action after this webinar. So I will advise you to take advantage of the ManageEngine configuration and implementation training that will be coming up next month. Also, we want to have more partners in the silver level reseller. So you can only get to silver level when you have sold a solution that is above 50 million. So that's what we are looking at. So that is actually going to increase your rebate for when you are selling this solution. So, and you can only get to this level by engaging in advanced training. So once you have gone through the advanced training and you are certified by the OEM and the distributor that you can actually implement this solution. That also gives you an increase in also increase your rebate, and also give you chances to earn more money, earn more revenue by implementation. This implies is that once you can implement this solution, we can actually we can push up an opportunity for implementation to our partners, because we as distributor, sometimes we got so many engagement that sometimes we are overwhelmed with this engagement. So we are looking at how to collaborate with our partner that can implement, and also push it down to our partner to implement this solution. So these are what we are looking forward to establish with our partners. So our objective again in 2021 is for us to penetrate ManageEngine in other states. So we are actually research, which we are currently doing right now, to push ManageEngine to the northern part of the country. So we want partners that can actually push this solution, that will sell this solution in Kaduna, North, Far East, Far North, and also some part of the western country, the part of the country, which is like the Ibadan, in depth Ibadan and Osun State. So we are looking at partners there. So we have few, but we want more like an exclusive partner that we can actually push, that whenever there's opportunity coming from this region, they are the one that's going to handle it. So we actually on that process right now. Okay, so at this point, I would not want to waste most of our time. So like I said, why Desktop Central in 2021? We've gotten so many requests, and this topic is actually based on popular requests and based on and what with the requests we've gotten from our client also, and also because most of the company currently now work from home, so that subject their endpoint to threat and also cyber threat and also all forms of threat. So that is why it is important that you need this Desktop Central in 2021. So at this point, I'm going to leave this webinar for my colleague, Anoika. She's vast when it comes to Desktop Central, and she has done series of deployment, even in most of the big ship company that we're talking about, the blue chip company that we're talking about. So she's going to take us through Desktop Central and the modules and also other reason why you need Desktop Central in 2021. So at this point, Omaka, I will want you to hand over the mic to you so you proceed to give us brief and more details of what Desktop Central is all about. Thank you very much. So why Amaka is on this, you feel free to reach out. Feel free to reach out to us by sharing your questions on this question Q&A chat and also on the chat box. We'll be glad to answer your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry, and thank you everyone for joining this webinar for this year 2021. So my name is America Umanozie, and I'm the senior pre-sales technical engineer for Tranta IT. So during the course of this webinar, you'll be able to know the reason why Desktop Central is necessary or very important in this era for managing your desktops and your laptops. So throughout this webinar, you'll be able to know who is the right person to target when selling Desktop Central. What are the questions you need to ask your prospective clients for you to be able to know whether you have to sell Desktop Central to them, and how can you actually, what are the business value when using Desktop Central. So throughout this webinar, you'll be able to get answers in that regard. So Desktop Central at a glance. What is Desktop Central? So Desktop Central is a ManageEngine redefined endpoint management solutions that helps IT administrators, IT admins, IT engineers to manage their servers, to manage their laptops, desktops, smartphones, all from a central locations. So you don't need to have a separate solutions that will manage servers only. You don't need a separate solution that can manage your smartphones or your mobile devices only. With Desktop Central, you'll be able to manage all those solutions, all those devices, or all those endpoints, all from a central locations. And with this recent development of working from home, Desktop Central brings or onboards both the work from home computers and the local computers present in your environment together, and it manages them effectively by deploying the functionalities available on the application. So this year alone, 2021, we have over 50% requests. Over 50% requests that is coming from clients ManageEngine Desktop Central. ManageEngine Desktop Central. So ManageEngine is actually an effective tool that you can use to manage your desktop and laptop effectively, all from a central location. So what are the business value of this solution? When you want to sell like crazy, like the theme of this webinar, when you want to sell like crazy, you need to know the business value of this solution or this application of this Desktop Central. What can Desktop Central bring to the organization that you're selling it to? What are the value that they are going to generate from this application? So one of them is the increasing productivity. With the functionalities embedded on the Desktop Central, you'll be able to increase the productivity in your environment. And there are some functionalities embedded on the Desktop Central, such as the patch management, where you patch your system, make sure that your systems are up to date. There's software deployment, where you can actually distribute softwares across all these computers that you're managing. There's an inventory management, whereby you know your the total number of the hardwares and the softwares available in your environment. With all these functionalities in one solution, it will be able to increase your productivity, and also enhances your network security. So it helps secure your endpoints, that is your laptops, your servers, your desktops. It helps to secure all those endpoints, and it enhances the network security too. So it manages distributed environment. So for organizations that have different branches across the nation or across Nigeria, it helps manages those branches. You don't need to have a separate application in all those branches that will manage the endpoint at that particular branch. What you just need to do is to add those branches to this application, and from there you'll be able to manage all the branches, all from a single location. And with Desktop Central also, it brings higher return of investment, and it reduces the training costs, since there is a complete set of an application that different functionalities or features are embedded into one. So it reduces training costs, and it's a very affordable solution when compared to other enterprise desktop management solution. So these are the business value of these solutions. And with that, with you knowing this, you'll be able to sell this Desktop Central like crazy, as the theme of this webinar, which is the sell like crazy. So who are you pitching Desktop Central to? Who should be your target market? Who should be your the target audience when you're trying to pitch Desktop Central to? So any company that has more than 20 computers needs Desktop Central. Any company that have more than 20 staffs needs Desktop Central. So with them having more than 20 computers, the management of those endpoints can be very tedious. That's why you need an effective desktop management and laptop management and mobile device management tool that can handle that. And Desktop Central is best fit for handling such management, laptop management. So in terms of the key holders and the influencers, who should you target? You should target the chief information officers, you should target the IT analysts, the IT managers, and the system admins. So these are the people you should target anytime you want to pitch Desktop Central to your clients, your prospective clients. So when you have already met your clients and you actually want to sell the solution to them, there are some questions you need to ask them. So with the questions you've asked them, you'll be able to know whether Desktop Central is the right solution to sell to them. So these are the questions that you can ask your clients, the prospective clients. How do you actually manage patches in your environment? Do you manage them manually, or do you manage them automatically? Do you allow the system to go to the internet to download the patches by themselves? So these are the questions you need to ask them. How do they deploy software on user system? How do they manage the work from home computers? How do they push out configurations to those systems they are managing? How do they restrict users' USB? Do they audit it, or how do they audit it? How do they know the activities that the users are performing with regards to the USB? How do they track their mobile devices? How do they take counts of their assets? In terms of inventory management, how do they do that? So in terms of power management reports and user logon reports, how do they generate those reports? So with this question, and there are a lot more questions you can ask to the client, be able to know if Desktop Central is the best application to prefer to them. So based on the information they provided, and based on your knowledge also on the Desktop Central, you'll be able to know that, okay, Desktop Central is the best application that will solve their needs at that particular point in time. So what are the features of Desktop Central? So Desktop Central has a lot of features, and also those features can act as a standalone. So we have patch management. So with patch management, you'll be able to make sure that all the systems in your environment are patched, that are up to date, that are secured, because hackers always find it easy to enter into one's environment through an unpatched systems. So with the patch management feature, it ensures that all the computers, all the endpoints that you have are patched. And it has a feature called test and approve, whereby you test your patches and approve them before deploying them to your production environment. That is, before deploying them to all the systems that you have in your environment. So it's always best practice to test your patches and approve them first before deploying them to the production environment. And with patch management also, it can act as a standalone, and the standalone application is called Patch Manager Plus. So another feature of Desktop Central is software deployment. With the software deployment feature, you're able to distribute softwares across all the computers that you have in your environment. You don't need to be going from one desk to the other trying to install an application. All you just need to do is to get that software that you want, or the application you want to install, and configure that on Desktop Central and push it out to all the computers that you have. Another features of Desktop Central is the asset management. With the asset management feature, you'll be able to know the total number of hardwares, the total number of softwares that are available in your environment. So the asset here is only for the servers and the computers. So you'll be able to know the hardware, such as the BIOS, the drivers, the hard disks, and the rest. And in terms of software, be able to know all the softwares that are present in your environment. And from there, you can be able to take an informed decision whether this software is required in your environment or not. And you can choose to auto uninstall those softwares from the user system. So you can also manage your licenses using the asset management feature of Desktop Central to be able to tell you whether this license has expired, the status of the license, whether the license is in compliance, whether you're overusing the license, whether you're underusing the license. So with that, you'll be able to know how best you can manage your license and also make an informed decision from there too. So it helps you also to measure the usage of your software too. So if there is any particular software that you want to monitor the usage to ensure that maybe every user in your environment is making use of that software, all you just need to do is to configure that particular software in Desktop Central, and Desktop Central will generate the report for you based on the number of users that are making use of that software at that particular time. So what it is called in Desktop Central is software metering. So it helps to monitor the usage of all the softwares present in your environment. So it prohibits software too. The assets management feature helps you to prohibit software. So if there is any software that you don't want the users to have installed on their system, you can use Desktop Central to prohibit such softwares. And also it helps you to block some executables so that the users won't have the right or the privileges to install any particular application without the knowledge of the IT administrators. So another feature of Desktop Central is the configurations and tools. So there are lots of configurations that you can actually push out to systems, and such configurations includes the restriction of USB, the wallpaper change, the change at time settings, the font change. So there are lots of configurations that you can actually push out, and with Desktop Central, you'll be able to achieve that. And you'll also be able to get the deployment status of the deployment. Unlike the native GPO, with the GPO, that is a feature in the Active Directory, you'll be able to push out those configurations though, but you won't be able to see the status of the deployment. So that's where Desktop Central have an edge over the native GPO. And also you can push it out across separate system, across different branches, across the different locations that you have present in the world or in the nation. So it has different tools also, tools features such as the remote control feature, the remote shutdown, the announcement feature, whereby you can actually distribute announcements across all the computers that you're managing. You can also chat the end user also in terms of troubleshooting. You can chat the user, and from there be able to collaborate and come to a conclusion in terms of troubleshooting. So another feature of Desktop Central is the imaging and OS deployments. So with this feature, you'll be able to upgrade your lower OS computers to a higher OS computers. All you just need to do is to create an image of the OS that you want and distribute them across all the systems that you want those OS to be upgraded. So you don't need to be just going from one system to the other trying to upgrade those OS. You can imagine the stress and the time that it will take you to actually do that. So with the OS deployment feature, you'll be able to capture the OS that you want and distribute them across all the systems that you want to upgrade. So, and this application or this feature can also act as a standalone, and the standalone application is called the OS deployer. So we have another feature which is remote control. So with this remote control feature, you'll be able to remote into a user system, end user system for troubleshooting. So you don't need to be present. Where the user is for you to be able to troubleshoot or to diagnose what the issue on that system. With the remote control feature, all you just need to do is to connect and troubleshoot. And the session can also be recorded during the troubleshooting period. So it has another feature called audits and reports. So you can audit what the administrators have done on the application and be able to generate different kind of reports from the application Desktop Central. So it helps also for one of the features also is mobile device management. You can use Desktop Central also to manage your mobile devices, and your mobile devices here is not just mainly your mobile phones. You can use them for your tablets, for your mobile devices like Windows 10 laptops, your laptops, most especially Windows 10 laptops, Chrome OS, tablets, and the rest. So it helps you to manage your mobile devices. So there are a lot of configurations that you can apply to those mobile devices, like some restrictions, restrictions such as your phone, allowing some access to those phones, allowing some, when you want to make use of your fingerprints, the restrictions, the control panel, the buttons surrounding the phones, and be able to restrict that. You can also track the location of the phone, know the location of the phone at that particular time. So all these features are embedded in mobile device management, and mobile device management can act as a standalone application, which is called Mobile Device Manager Plus. So in terms of security management also, Desktop Central can offer you that. So whereby that it ensures that all the patches missing on those systems, in those managed systems, are installed effectively, and also in terms of copying out companies' data, USBs are restricted, some buttons are restricted. So it helps in security management also. So when selling the Desktop Central application to your prospective clients, you should know the license structure of the Desktop Central. So licensing is based on Desktop Central licensing is based on the number of endpoints and administrators. So by endpoints, I mean servers, laptops, desktops, mobile devices. Those are the endpoints. And administrators means people that will manage the application, people that will have access to the application to create different configuration, to push out different configuration from the application. That's what the administrators here is all about. And Desktop Central is available as free edition which lasts for 30 days, whereby you can just, with the free edition, be able to walk around it and see the functionalities available on the Desktop Central, and it's only for 30 days. And we have the professional edition, we have the enterprise edition, we have the UEM edition. The UEM edition is the highest edition, which is the Unified Endpoints Management Edition. So it has all these functionalities that I've explained earlier on them. So Enterprise is not all that it has. It's only the only feature that is not available on Enterprise is the OS deployer. So the OS deployer is an add-on, and mobile device management is an add-on to Enterprise edition. Same with the professional edition. The professional edition doesn't have the OS deployer, the OS deployment. It doesn't have the mobile device management feature. And in terms of the patch management, you can be able to test and approve, unlike the Enterprise and the UEM. But with the free edition, you have all those features available, but you can only use that for 30 days. And it can only manage 25 endpoints. And 25 endpoints can include your servers, your laptops, your mobile devices, mobile phones. So that's how Desktop Central is being licensed. And also, Desktop Central can support your Windows OS, support your Mac OS, your Linux OS. And in terms of patching, it supports the Windows, that's Microsoft updates, and third-party updates, Linux updates, Mac OS updates, and third-party updates too. So that's what the patch management feature can offer, and that's what Desktop Central as a whole can offer too. So a quick glance on the features of Desktop Central. So like I've said, it offers patch management, and all these features can actually act as a standalone. So if you don't actually need all these functionalities, you don't need them in your environment, that you just need only one. For example, the patch management is the only patch management that you want. All you just need to do is to go for the Patch Manager Plus application. You don't need to buy Desktop Central. You just go for Patch Manager Plus. So for asset management, you go for Asset Explorer. So in terms of knowing the hardware, knowing managing your license, you can go for Asset Explorer. In terms of configurations and tools, knowing the configuration to push out tools such as the remote control. For remote control, we have a standalone application for that called Remote Access Plus. So with the Remote Access Plus, you don't need to buy Desktop Central for you to activate the remote control feature. What you just need is for you to go for the remote access plus, for you to be able to remote into the end users' workstations or laptops. So for imaging and OS deployment, whereby you upgrade a particular computer from a lower version OS to a higher version OS, all you just need to do, or the name of the standalone application is the OS deployer. So in case if that's the one you need, or in case if that's the one the client need at that particular point in time, there's no need of the client buying the whole Desktop Central, because Desktop Central is a suite of applications. The client should go for OS deployer. So same for mobile device management. If it's just mobile devices that you want to manage at that particular point in time, you should go for Mobile Device Manager Plus. So these are the features available in Desktop Central: patch management, software deployment, asset management, configurations, imaging, OS deployment, remote control, auditing and reports, mobile device management, and security management. So I'm going to explain the features in details now. What patch management, how you can, what it supports, the application it supports, the kind of patches you can actually get from the patch management feature of Desktop Central. So patch management feature supports 850 plus applications. I can automate the deployment, and it supports both Windows, Mac, Linux, and third-party applications too. So it helps you to enhance your patch deployment. So there are different methods that you can actually deploy those patches. We have the manual method, we have the automatic method, we have the test and approve. The test and approve method helps you to actually test your patches and approve them before deploying them to your production environment. So it's not advisable for you to deploy patches after release from the vendor. So it's always very important, and it's recommended or best practice for you to test your patches before deploying them, and Desktop Central has that feature embedded in it. So it will be able to also give you the system vulnerability report and the health policy. So with patch management feature in Desktop Central, you'll be able to get the system health reports of all the computers that you have, whether that computer is highly vulnerable, whether it is vulnerable, or whether it is a healthy system. So with that kind of report, you'll be able to take an informed decision on those computers or on those endpoints. So it gives you those reports, and it's an added advantage for you to know the health status of all the computers that are managing, whether they are highly vulnerable, or whether they are vulnerable, or whether they are healthy systems. So another feature of Microsoft Central is the software deployment, and with the software deployment feature, you can be able to deploy softwares across all the computers that you have, and it has already 1,100 ready-to-use software templates. So in case if you don't have the executable file for that particular software that you have, all you just need to do is to log on to the application. There are already templates there available on the application. What you just need to do is to search for the particular template that you want and with the name of the software. Then once you've seen it in that application, you can just create the configuration and push out. But if the template is not available or the software is not available, you should add your own. There is a privilege for you to add your own software or to add your own executable to the application. So with software deployment, you can be able to install software silently and uninstall the software silently. And also give the end user a self-service portal whereby they will be able to see all the softwares that have been pushed out by the IT administrators. So in case if the IT administrators doesn't want those softwares to be installed immediately, he or she can publish those softwares in a portal, and users can go to the portal to install the software by themselves. So we have approved based installation, which is also present in the self-service portal, so that IT administrators will be the ones to give you the approval before you can go ahead with such installation. And there are different pre and post deployment activities that you can get from the software deployment feature. So in terms of imaging and OS deployment, it offers modern imaging techniques whereby you have to image your system first before image a particular system first before distributing them across all the systems that you want to upgrade their lower OS to a higher OS. So it has a customized deployment template whereby you can customize the deployment. How do you actually want those deployments to take place? When do you want those deployments to take place? So it can customize your own templates. So it's hardware independent. So it's not a must that if you want to upgrade a HP laptop to a HP laptop, the Windows operating system that is there to a higher operating system, that you must image a HP laptop. So it's not hardware, it's hardware independent. You can image a particular laptop, such as the IBM, and push it out to Dell. You can image HP and push it out to different laptops. Different laptops such as the Dell, Acer, or Sony is hardware independent. So OS deployment offers you such function. Advanced and unique deployment methods and post-deployment configurations that you can get from the imaging and OS deployment features of the Desktop Central. Another feature, like I've already talked about, is the asset management. So with the asset management, you'll be able to track all your hardware and software inventory, be able to get your software catalog, that is to know all the softwares that you have in your environment, be able to get those reports from the application, and you can be able to block or whitelist or blacklist any software. That's the prohibit software. You can prohibit a particular software. You can auto uninstall when that particular software has been detected in the environment. You can block those softwares too. You can audit the reports. You can get different alerts based on if a user is installing a particular software. You can get an alert. If a user is uninstalling a particular software, you can get the alert also. If the user is making use of any hardware such as the mouse, the battery, the keyboards, and the rest, to be able to get those alerts too. So with the asset management feature, you can do software metering. That is, you can know software usage of the users, know the usage of each software by the user. So you can get reports, and it also does license and warranty management. It also scan the file type. It scans all your system to detect the file type that is available in your environment. So for that one is for the desktop. So for the mobile devices, it helps intro tracking. It helps to give you the device details. It will give you the network details. It will give you the installed applications on those mobile devices, the installed certificates, and the device and app restrictions. So if there's any restrictions that has already been applied to those mobile devices, with the asset management feature of the Desktop Central, you're able to get those reports, the device and the app restrictions reports. So another feature, like I've already talked about, is mobile device management. So with mobile device management, you can be able to manage your mobile devices. So, and for that, it offers you the device environment. For you to be able to manage those devices, you have to enroll your device first. You have to enroll those mobile phones first. Then with that, it gives you app management functionalities too. It gives you the restrictions and profile functionalities too. You can distribute content, you can distribute documents, images. That's for content management. In terms of security management, you can restrict some functionalities on those mobile devices. You can restrict such functionalities. You can restrict some buttons from not working properly. On those mobile devices. And also you can get the location, you can track the location of all those mobile devices using the mobile device management feature of Desktop Central. So for remote control, you can be able to transfer files, you can be able to do voice and video call support. So it's mainly for collaboration too. Remote control feature has a collaboration tool such as the voice and video call support. You can also record sessions for auditing purposes. You can shadow your remote users. You can, it offers the multi-monitor support, so you can, two IT administrators can log on to a particular system or can remote to a particular system for troubleshooting. So it has a chat features, and you can also remotely troubleshoot mobile devices. It's not just your desktops or your laptops or your server that you can troubleshoot remotely. You can remotely troubleshoot mobile devices too. So for configuration management, we have over 25 predefined configurations. So all you just need to do is to log on to the application. You'll be able to see the configurations there. The configurations such as the USB restrictions, the wallpaper settings, printer configurations, time and date configuration. You'll be able to see those configurations from there, and there are templates already there. But if the templates that you want to analyze, you can define your own. You can apply those configurations to users and to computers too. And you're able to see the deployment status of those configurations. So there are different kinds of reports you can actually generate from the Desktop Central. So we have the user report, we have the computer report, we have the GPO report. So it does a little bit of AD management too. So you can get your GPO report from there. You can get your power management reports. Power management reports means the system uptime. The time the system came up, when it started, and the short downtime of the system. Be able to get the reports. Be able to get user logon reports to the patch report, the inventory report, the AD report, and your MDM report. So you'll be able to get all that. So what are the benefits of Desktop Central? So all these features I mentioned earlier are all in a single solution. The patch management, the software deployment, the inventory management, though they can act as a standalone application, application called Desktop Central. So with Desktop Central also, it can enable you to automate desktop and mobile device management. So all the management there can be automated. You don't need to do any manual management of those laptops and desktop. You can automate all the management from Desktop Central. It supports branch locations too. So for organizations that have different branches across the nation, across Nigeria, Desktop Central can support those branch offices. And Desktop Central is very, very easy to use. It doesn't require an in-depth knowledge for an IT administrator, for anybody to make use of the application. It's very simple, it's explanatory. It's just for you to click, select, click, and deploy. So it's very explainable. It don't require an in-depth knowledge for you to make use of the application, and it's very, very easy to use. Those are the benefits of Desktop Central. So thank you. In case you have any question, you can drop it on the chat and I will respond to you accordingly. So Henry, you can continue.
Yeah, thank you very much, Amaka. That's very, very explanatory. In fact, the way you break it down in a normal layman language, I think I believe that everybody will be able to understand it and get what the Desktop Central is all about. And also, I now found and understood very well that you can actually sell patch management separately, OS deployer separately, even MDN separately, without going for Desktop Central. All I just need to do is for me to make an inquiry from my client to know if they actually want to focus on patch management alone, or they just want to manage their mobile devices. Thank you very much, Amaka. So I would want us to drop our questions on the Q&A tab. So should before the end of the webinar, we'll be able to attend to your those questions, and also use the chat to drop questions to. We're going to treat all the questions while you're still on this webinar. Okay, so what next? So this actually is coming. This is coming in because we've had series of complaints from our partners on how the engagement process of this solution is. So I actually draw down this engagement process for that is what has actually worked for us. It could be different from you, it could be different from your own perspective, but this is more like a yardstick what we use it at our own hand to pitch the ManageEngine solution. So it's important you just go through this process. So you want to know how to sell a Desktop Central. You want to know if the client wants a Desktop Central or you want a patch management solution, which is one of the add-on in Desktop Central. First of all, you get a proposal on Desktop Central from us. We have a proposal on all suite of solutions. Desktop Central, name it, whatever solution you want. We have Desktop, we have all the proposal available. So then once that is done, you look at for once the proposal has been sent to your client goes to it, might request for a demo. So once the client requests a demo, reach out to us. We are fully available. We'll engage your client. We'll do a demo, and also ensure that once that demo is being done, you register your opportunity as a partner. So it's important. So I used to tell our partner, in order for us to prevent and to avoid conflict, it's important that you register your deal and go to Untitled/deal registration, register all your deal. Once that is done, then you are rest assured that your deal is secured on our hand. Because if you've not registered it and we got other requests from other partners, they will assume that whoever that first register owns the opportunity. So while you're engaging your client on demo, you're engaging your client on the proposal, just go to the link where you can register Untitled/deal registration. Register your deal. Then the channel manager will know that, okay, this reseller A is the one handling this opportunity, so that you will not waste all your effort handling the opportunity. At the end of the day, it goes to someone else's. And so also for the next engagement is to share commercial. So once the commercial has been shared, most times the client might not know how to get this, what they actually wanted. So we have a standard method. You have a standard method of sharing commercial partners. I have resource the questionnaires on all suite of solutions. So those questionnaires, what we do is that we're going to share this questionnaire to you while you share to your client. So by the time the client fills the questionnaire, we will know if the client actually wants a desktop central, if it is a professional edition, enterprise edition, or UEM edition of desktop central. So this questionnaire has a little question in each of these, in each of each, to where you can answer most of the questions that any client wants to ask. So with that, we can get to generate the code for the client. So by the time we've generated the code, we can share. You will share that code with your client. So with that, we already know what your client wants to get. If it is a desktop center that has more focus on patch management or OS deploy or MDN, as the case may be, then with that, we can actually streamline a POC. A POC in the sense that, okay, we know what this client wants, your client wants, you know what you want to achieve. So you now do a POC based on his requirement. So by the time the POC, most times we have a POC for a month. So within the month interval, it's important that you reach out to your clients to know if while they are using the solution, they have encountered any challenges, or they will require a review. Most times they might need a review, or they want to increase the number of counts of the licenses. So it's important you go back to your client while they are on the POC, during the POC window. It's important so that by the time it's not when this POC is over, that's when you now start asking for the next line of engagement. So by the time they're using the solution, you reach out to them to know if they are getting the best of the solution. So once that is done, you've done your POC, you know the next segment is PO or payment, as the case may be. So now this engagement is what we, Tranta IT, has been using over the years, and it's been working for us. So it's important that you look at it. So once you've gotten this, your PO and your payment, the next engagement is deployment. And the process of deployment here is standard. We have a project management team that handles every deployment, and also we have timeline for each of these deployments to ensure that the client has their finger attends to the timeline, and also we ensure that we meet up to the timeline, also with requirement of the client while we are deploying the solution. So as a partner, once you deployed a solution in a client environment, you don't stop there. What you do next is for you to try to engage them, cross-sell the solution. You understand? You cross-sell the solution. You've sold desktop center. Then there are other ManageEngine solutions. So the beauty of a ManageEngine solution is that you can actually integrate this solution with one another. So you can sell other solutions, desktop center, Service Plus, and also Op Manager Plus, as the case may be. But now you can see that we have 5-in-1 solution in desktop center. So the reason why we actually push this is for us to let you know that apart from desktop center, you can sell Patch Manager Plus. And most popular demand shows that we've been getting more requests from patch management, MDN, and OS deployer from the previous from our requests so far. You should see that most clients want to ensure that the patches are up to date on their endpoint. So you look at this, most times you might not want to sell desktop center to a client. It might be patch management that they actually wanted. So because these are more like 5-in-1 solution. So you pick the one the client wants to sell, or you sell all, right? You can start with a particular edition, maybe professional edition of desktop center. Then you upgrade to the next edition. So apart from cross-selling too, you look like upsell. You upsell too as a partner. So you don't just leave an account, leave that account follow. You've sold a particular solution. You try to see how you can manage and also sell other solutions in that environment. So these are things that have worked for us. So I want to encourage us to take advantage of this process that we've used over the time, and it has worked for us. Also ensure that you register your opportunity so that I will be able to help you manage your opportunity. Most times once you have an opportunity, you wait till when the end user want to send an RFQ to other partners. So it's important that while you want to start that engagement from the time of sharing the proposal, go to the website, register the opportunity, and ensure that this is done. Once this is done, I will get it from my own end, and I will know that, okay, I have a client that is a partner that is pushing this opportunity in the client environment. So should I have other requests that is similar to yours, that I can be able to see how I can manage that conflict at that point. So I also want to make you understand that we have so many resources available for you. We have solution data sheet, flyer here. We have flyer is, in fact, we have all the flyers for ManageEngine solution, and the brochure, we have the brochure too. We have the demo link that will be shared with you for this presentation. We have it here we're going to share it at the end of the presentation. We're going to share that with you. We have proposal on all sorts of solutions. We have proposal on each of the solutions. Just reach out to me on channel@untitled.com. I'll ensure that your request is tweeted. And also you use your deal registration portal for you to be able to secure your deal. So be informed, be rest assured that once you register your opportunity on the deal registration portal, it is sure that your deal is secured. So, and nobody will be able to take away that deal from you once it is registered. So at this point, we are open to questions, and also we want you to just use the chat button and type in your question, and also use the Q&A tab to type in your question so that we can be able to treat all the questions. So I will just go through those little one we've gotten so far, and see if it's something we can just tweet immediately. Yes. I just want to make you understand that we will have access to the presentation slides, and so we'll share it to you at the end of the webinar, not this webinar, at the end of the whole free webinar. Remember this webinar is for 3 days. So we have other questions that will be coming in, other webinar that will be coming in by tomorrow and next tomorrow. So we're going to share the recording to you, and you can rewatch at any point, at any time. So we also wait for you to drop in your question so that we will treat it immediately. It's important that you drop in your question.
So I can see one question from Bamikole Akai. You said, must the devices be connected on a network for the solution to manage them? Yes, you must connect to a network. So you can, for local computers, you can manage local computers. You can also manage your devices connected over the internet. That's your WAN devices too. So we have a separate agent for that. So, but you will be connected to a particular network. So also, Data Central is available both on premise and cloud. So for devices connected to the internet directly, you can manage them using the cloud edition of the Data Central. So for on-premise, you can actually manage using the on-premise, but it does the hybrid management. So whether you are using the on-premise or the cloud, you can manage both devices connected to the network, connected to your local network, and devices connected to the internet directly. Yes, it manages them. Which solution manages non-IT asset? This is coming from, okay, no name. We have Asset Explorer. Asset Explorer does that, so it manages the non-IT assets. So Asset Explorer can help you manage your non-IT asset. But for the Data Central asset management functionality, it only manages the computers and the laptops that you have, laptops, mobile devices, your endpoints. So those are the assets that it manages. Another question from Valentine. You said, can you customize reports outside already? Yes, you can customize your reports. So you can even also schedule your own reports, and the report can be exported in 3 formats. We have the PDF, we have the CSV, we have the XLS, the Excel format. So you can still customize your own reports. You can customize your own reports. So there's one question for you, Henry. They said, can you post the deal registration link here for us? So if you don't want to answer that. So another question is an integration of IT and non-IT, I think you mean non-IT asset management possible? Yes. With Asset Explorer, you can be able to achieve this too. But for Desktop Central Asset Management, it only manages the endpoints, as the laptops, the servers, your mobile devices. But with Asset Explorer application, you can be able to integrate both the IT and the non-IT asset management. Can I use Data Central to manage computers that doesn't belong to a domain? Yes, you can. It's also, you can manage computers that belong to a particular work group. So you can manage a domain computers and work group computers too. So from Valentine, you said there are some aspects of the slide like the licensing arrangement that I would like it tabulated for clarity purpose. So at the end of this webinar, some documents will be shared to you. So from there, be able to see the full licensing models or editions for Desktop Central. You'll be able to see what is included in this particular licensing edition and what's not. So you'll be able to get those details from there. Okay. From Inyolu, I think we should summarize what Desktop Central is all about. Okay, so Desktop Central is a unified endpoint management solution that can help you to manage your servers, your laptops, your mobile devices, all from a central location. So it has different functionalities embedded on it, and all those functionalities actually can act as a standalone. So you have a patch management feature whereby it ensures that all systems that are in your environment are up to date, they're all patched. And it has a test and approve functionality where you test your patches before deploying them to your production environment. So that's one of the functionalities. Another is software deployment in terms of installing software or distributing software across all the systems you have. So instead of doing them manually, you can use Desktop Central and distribute that particular software across all the systems. Another feature is the inventory management, whereby you know the hardware details and the software details, and also manage your licenses, prohibit some softwares, block some executable from installing. And you can also measure the software usage in your environment to know if a particular user is using this particular application, the usage of the application in your environment, so that you can take an informed decision from there. So it also offers mobile device management, whereby you can manage your mobile devices, where you can track your mobile devices. It also gives you the option of remote control, whereby you can remote into a particular system for troubleshooting. You can generate different kind of reports. You can also customize your own reports. You can also customize your own reports. You can actually there are different tools embedded on it. You can remote shut down a particular system. You can distribute announcements. You can initiate a chat between the IT administrator and the end user. You can all do that from using Desktop Central. I can push out different configurations such as the USB management, the wallpaper settings, all those configurations that you can use your native GPU to do. You can all do that from Desktop Central, and it will give you the deployment status of such configuration. That's in summary what Desktop Central can do. And the license is being licensed based on the number of endpoints that you're managing and the administrators, that is people that will have access to that application.
So I would for some of those questions that was raised for the deregistration portal, I think I've sent the link on the chat, and also for the clarity on the licensing, I also do that. I'll ensure that while I get sending feedback to all the resellers, I'll ensure that is broken down. You know, we have professional edition, we have the enterprise and the UEM edition. So I'll break it down in the such that you will know what are those features that you will see in the professional edition that you might not see in the enterprise. that is also in the UEM edition. Though the UEM edition is the highest of all the editions that has all the features of desktop center in it, but that will be made clear to you while we're sending the feedback to you, so that you'll be able to devise what the client wants and which of the edition that you would like to go for. So we still want you to drop your questions for the next 3 minutes before we end the webinar, and also focus on the next line of actions.
Okay, so there's a question from Olaha. So, does the central have to be deployed on the endpoints for them to be connected? Yes. So, this is of an agent for the communication purpose. So, you need to install the agent across all the endpoints that you want to manage before you can be able to perform those functionalities. So, you need to install the agent first. With those agents, you can be able to use those functionalities. And we have different ways of installing the agents. It's either you do them manually, that is download it, go to the individual systems and install, or you from the application push out those agents, deploy them automatically, or you get the scripts from ManageEngine and use your GPO to install those agents across all your endpoints. So those are the ways you can actually manage the endpoints using Desktop Central. So Olatunji Oshodi asked when the presentation for Op Manager will hold. So Mr. Henry,
okay. Okay, so Mr. Olatunji, we don't actually have an Op Manager in our series of presentation for this webinar, but you can actually reach out to me. I can have a one-on-one presentation, or with you or your client on Op Manager. That is after the webinar. We will engage you directly. So our focus is not on the Op Manager in this series of webinar. So you can reach out to me directly on that. I will ensure that that is done. So Anrika, I don't know if there's any question at your own end that I'm not seeing.
Okay, so from my end, there is no question.
So I guess we've treated all the question as it is here. Okay, so I think something does. Okay, I saw some. Okay, I need an asset management. Okay, from Kehinde. Okay, you need an asset management solution, or you need. I need to get clarity on that. If it is asset management, Asset Explorer. Asset Explorer is a tool, one of the modules in Desktop Center that actually does asset monitoring and asset management. So if that is what you need, just drop your email. I'll send a slide on that to you, and I think that's that for now. You can just drop your email. So I send a slide on Asset Explorer to you. If that's what you need, right? I am not getting it clearly. You said you need asset management, or you want a solution that can manage assets. So if that's okay, entire network. Okay, so can you just drop your email now, or use? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I have it now. So be rest assured, we're going to get back to you on that. We're going to send the slide as requested and also further details. Okay, so at this point, I want to give you a brief of what is going to happen tomorrow. So this is the first webinar. We have other 2 webinars slated for this week. The next webinar is going to be Service Desk Plus and Support Center Plus. So you want to know more about your IT help desk solution. You want to know how ticket is being raised, how it's being done in the standard organization. You want your client to be IT compliance, right? What you need is Service Desk Plus. You need Support Center Plus in your environment. So those things that you see where you ensure that you meet all your client's requirements, you ensure that none of the requests from your client, none of the queries from your client are left without being touched. So it is Service Desk Plus that actually handle that. So tomorrow we have a team already energized and ready to push all the things that you need concerning Service Desk Plus to you. And also, we are not focusing on Service Desk Plus alone. We are focused on Support Center Plus. So Service Desk Plus is one solution. Support Center Plus is another solution. Like I said earlier on, we are looking at bundle solution. You understand? So we are looking at bundle solution in this session of webinar series. So Service Desk Plus and Support Center Plus are more like 2 different solutions. They are more like the same IT help desk solution, but they actually meet different requirements. So you will know the difference between Service Desk Plus and Support Center Plus tomorrow. At the same time, 11 a.m. tomorrow, that's the time we slated that for. So I want you to take advantage of that and also be able to sell like crazy. So once you have this knowledge, it is easier for you to sell. So they said it is what you know that is what you can actually give out. So if you don't know something, then there's no possibility. There's the possibility of you dishing it out to someone will be very difficult. So I want you to take advantage of this knowledge sharing platform today, tomorrow, and next tomorrow. These are the topic. These are the hot solution in the market that every single client that you speak to, you meet, you talk about Desktop Central, they will want to go for it. Except they don't have budget for it. But anybody that you pitch Desktop Central to, Service Desk Plus, or AD 360, which is coming up on Thursday too, they will want to go for it. So it's important that you take advantage of this session. So at this point, I want to thank every one of us that took time to join this webinar. I must confess that it's been a knowledge sharing platform and knowledge sharing webinar. And also I want to assure you that your questions that you've dropped in here will tweet all, and also we'll send all the necessary requirements, those things that we've stated in the webinar that we're going to share with you, all will be shared. And also we await your feedback. Reach out to me on channel@outbreak.com if you have any issues that you need to share with us, or you need some clarity on this webinar that was done. Please reach out to me, channel@outbreak.com, or you send it to my direct email, henry.agbonze@outbreak.com. So I'll be able to, I'll be glad to answer all your requests. So I'm going to drop my email on the chat box for easy access for those that don't have it, so that you can reach out to me at any point in time. You have my number. You can also reach out to me through my contact number. I'm going to drop that too, so that there will be an easy communication between myself and you. So you can reach out to our channel department at channel@outbreak.com, or you send to my direct email, henry.agbonze.com, henry.agbonze@atlantait.com, and I just shared my contact number right on the chat box. All right, so thank you very much. We are pleased to let you know that at this point, we are going to close this session of the webinar for today. Hopefully, we are going to join in again for tomorrow's webinar, which I've just given a brief of 7 days plus. So I want you to be a part of that webinar tomorrow. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate everyone that joined. We hope to see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day ahead.